ازيكم? Welcome to Folktales from Sudan. I'm your storyteller, Hana Baba. Today's story is called The Poor Woodcutter. As always, the story is told in English with some Arabi mixed in. Okay, Yallakum, here we go. قالوا كان في Once upon a time, a woodcutter lived with his wife and children in a small house near a forest in a big kingdom. Every day, he woke up very early. He grabbed his axe and he went to chop wood. The sound of his chopping echoed through the forest. Now, near the forest lived a kind and wise old man who spent his mornings quietly praying. But the loud chopping sounds annoyed him. They bothered him. One day, the old man stopped the woodcutter and he asked him, "Why do you make so much noise so early in the morning?" The woodcutter said, "I'm a poor man, sir. Cutting wood is the only way I can feed my family." The old man smiled and handed him a big, round bowl. Waddah. "Take this," he said, "and whenever you're hungry, say, Ya Waddah Gaddeh, Ya Waddah Gaddeh, and it will magically be filled with food." The woodcutter thanked him and the old man left. The woodcutter was curious. Before going home, he wanted to try it out. He held the bowl with both hands and said, Ya Waddah Gaddeh, Ya Waddah Gaddeh. To his surprise, the bowl filled up with delicious food. Kisra, mullah bamia, rice, chicken. He was so excited, he ran home and showed it to his wife and children. They all ate happily from the bowl for many months. One day, the woodcutter decided to take the magic bowl to the river to wash it. His wife did not like that idea. She said, "Don't take it outside. It's so special and magical, someone might steal it, or you might lose it. Something bad might happen. Please leave it here in the house." But he didn't listen. At the river, the Sultan's servants were washing the royal palace horses. They saw the woodcutter washing this normal-looking bowl so carefully. They wondered why he was taking so much time washing one bowl, and they got curious. One of them came to the woodcutter and said, "Hey, come help us wash these horses, and we'll pay you." The woodcutter needed money, so he said, "Okay." He took off his shirt and went into the river, but he said to them, "Look after my bowl, and be sure not to say, Ya Waddah Gaddeh." The servants were curious, and they didn't listen. They said the magic words, Ya Waddah Gaddeh, and the bowl filled with food. Asida, mulukhia, roasted lamb. The servants ate and ate, and then they stole the dish and ran away. The woodcutter tried to chase them, but he couldn't keep up. Just like his wife said, he lost the magic bowl. He returned home, sad and empty-handed. The next morning, the woodcutter had to go back to his old job, cutting wood early in the morning. Chop, chop, chop. It was noisy, and the old wise man was disturbed. He came to the woodcutter asking what happened. The woodcutter told him the story, and the old man felt sorry for him, and he gave him something else. A magic round silver tray, صينية. The old man said, "If you say, يا صينية صنفيهن, يا صينية صنفيهن, the tray will give you a feast." The woodcutter tried it out. He held the silver tray and said, "يا صينية صنفيهن, يا صينية صنفيهن." Right away, the tray was filled with bread, salad, grilled fish, roasted meats, mahshi kufta, even some desserts, date pudding, guavas, mangoes, and even tea and coffee. He was excited and brought the tray home. His family enjoyed the new gift for many, many months. But one day, again, he told his wife, "I'm going to the river again. I have to show those king's servants my new tray." He wanted to show it off. His wife did not like this one bit. "No," she said, "you'll lose this one too." But he didn't listen. He really wanted to show off that tray. He took the tray to the river, and there they were, the king's workers, washing the royal palace horses. They whispered to each other, "Oh, look, he's back, and now he has a shiny tray. Wonder what kind of magic it has." They came to him offering money again if he helps them. He agreed. He took off his shirt and went into the water to wash the horses and told them, "You can look after my tray, but be sure not to say, يا صينية صنفيهن." What do you think they did? The workers took the tray and said, يا صينية صنفيهن, يا صينية صنفيهن. All of a sudden, the tray filled with all kinds of food. Fried chicken, eggplant salad, fool, طعمية, salads, sausages, desserts. They could not believe it. They ate and ate and ate, and then they stole the tray and ran. The woodcutter ran after them, dripping with water, yelling, "Hey, hey, wait!" But he could not catch up to them. Again, he had to go home defeated and miserable. The next morning, again, the woodcutter had to go back to his job, cutting wood early in the morning. Chop, 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 chop. It was so noisy, and the old man was disturbed and came to ask him what had happened. The woodcutter told him the story. This time, the old man decided to teach the woodcutter a lesson. This time, he gave him a magic walking stick, and it had a name. Its name was Mas'ud. He told the woodcutter, "If you say, دور يا مسعود, دور يا مسعود, it will give you something very special. You'll see." The woodcutter was excited. He took the magic stick and walked with it towards his house. And on the way, he wanted to try it out. Ooh, he wondered, what will this stick bring me? And he said, دور يا مسعود, دور يا مسعود. Suddenly, the stick jumped out of his hand and started hitting him. It whacked his head, his shoulders, and his legs, and he was crying out, "La, la, la, Agif, stop, stop, salam, ya Mas'ud, salam, peace, peace." Then the stick stopped and returned quietly to his hand. When he got home, he warned his family, "Never say, Dawir ya Mas'ud, you'll be hurt. This stick is no joke. The next day, the woodcutter went to the river, this time with Mas'ud, the magic stick. The king's servants were there again, and again they offered the woodcutter some money if he helped them wash the royal palace horses. He agreed, took off his shirt, and went into the river. He looked back to them and said, "Hey, look after my stick, but be sure not to say, 'Dawir ya Mas'ud.'" As soon as the woodcutter turned his back, they took the stick and said, "Dawir ya Mas'ud, Dawir ya Mas'ud, Dawir ya Mas'ud, Dawir ya Mas'ud." The stick came to life, and not just one stick, Mas'ud multiplied into 20 sticks. They all flew in the air and started hitting the servants. The servants screamed and begged for mercy. Stop, please stop. The woodcutter turned around and looked at them with a smile, and he shouted from the river, "Will you return my dish and my tray?" Yes, we'll return them. We'll give them back to you. Just please make these sticks stop. The woodcutter came out of the river, and the workers gave him his dish and his tray. Then the woodcutter ordered Mas'ud to stop, saying, "Salam ya Mas'ud. Peace, Mas'ud." The sticks all disappeared, and the woodcutter returned home with all 3 of his magic treasures. Back at home, the woodcutter and his family were happy. They had their magical dish and tray again, and they always kept Mas'ud close to protect their treasures. From then on, the woodcutter listened to his wife's advice. He stopped being a show-off, and they lived happily ever after. والقصة انتهت. The end. Thanks for listening to Folktales from Sudan. All the stories in the series were adapted from stories I heard from members of my family, handed down from generation to generation. And this project is dedicated to our official family storyteller, my dear uncle Elbagir Gaafar. Thanks to our production team, our main story consultant and editor, my mother, Nawal Jaafar. Our music is by Rami Elbagir, Muhammad Jamal, Ahmed Al-Ijel, Hassan Rabi', and Khalid Al-Mahi. Our episode art is by Waddah Eltahir. Graphic design team is Eman, Hajali, Rudaina, Osman, and Layla Bilal. This story was sound designed by Seth Samuel. Find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and we'd love to get your ratings and reviews. And engage with us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Folktales from Sudan. I'm your storyteller, Hana Baba. Yalla, see you in the next story. Masalama.